Bienvenue à la Conservation de Parc Lansdowne. Welcome to Lansdowne Park Conservancy, continuing a 150-year proud public tradition, bringing the park from the past into the future. Ottawa, and in particular Lansdowne Park, have always been a popular destination. The canal forms the backbone of Ottawa's tourist circuit, and Lansdowne is situated on the canal. Added to the many activities at Lansdowne are farmers markets, tulip festivals, sports and musical events, among many others. The site at Lansdowne has been public since 1847. It started promoting agriculture in the early 1860s. Fairgrounds were a feature of the early days. They introduced small amounts of commerce to the site. 1888 marks the birth of the Central Canada Exhibition. 10 years later, in 1898, the Aberdeen Pavilion was completed. The pavilion was designed by Moses Eady, whose ancestry came from Wrightsville, the original settlement of Gatineau at the head of the Ottawa and Gatineau rivers. A young architectural student of Moses Eady by the name of Francis Conroy Sullivan, and originally from Kingston, went on to study with the esteemed Frank Lloyd Wright in Chicago. He was the only Canadian to do so. By the beginning of World War I, Conroy Sullivan had returned to Ottawa and completed the horticulture building, which stands today on its original ground. In August of 1914, Lansdowne Park became Canada's Troop Mobilization Centre. It was on this site that Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry was formed. The troop colours were bestowed at Lansdowne by Princess Patricia herself. In 1904, one of the first Stanley Cup finals was held in the Aberdeen Pavilion. It was won by the Ottawa Senators, their third in a row of 4 consecutive Stanley Cup wins. They went on to win a total of 10 Cup finals that culminated in 1927. The earliest recorded football game in our area occurred the same year as Confederation, 1867. The CFL football team in Ottawa came in 1897 and adopted the distinctive red and black colors of the soldiers in the Spanish-American War. The name Rough Riders was a tribute to the Teddy Roosevelt cavalry of the same name. In World War II, Lansdowne was used again as a training and mobilization facility. Afterwards, the park was returned to its peacetime role as a place for people from rural and urban parts to meet through sports events and fairs. This was both a central and public space for the region. The site has hosted almost every election campaign, from Sir Wilfrid Laurier and Robert Borden to Joe Clark and Pierre Elliott Trudeau. There have been track events at the site, from horse racing to derby car racing, from snowshoe clubs to pro baseball and curling. All the while, it has remained public. Throughout the years, the one constant was the Central Canada Exhibition Association, a non-profit group that ran the park successfully from 1888 to 1973, returning annual dividends to the city every year at no taxpayer cost. Both the CFL and in later years the OHL 67s hockey prospered at Lansdowne Park under the CCE non-profit management. We are now at a crossroads. Lansdowne's rich heritage needs to be maintained. We need to preserve this site as a popular meeting place, as a park with sports, with a farmer's market, and a place that includes its traditionally modest local business. Let us move forward, but let us not ignore our heritage. In this, we will unite our city. The Lansdowne Park Conservancy builds on and maintains our treasured traditions at the site. It draws lessons from the successful historical precedent of the Central Canada Exhibition. Modern examples of non-profit management are nearby. The highly successful Central Park Conservancy in New York's Central Park is but one. Its governance model is straightforward and effective, bringing in the best and the brightest from the invested parties and those who care about the park. Initiated in the early 1980s, the Central Park Conservancy started with a neglected site. It has grown into a hugely popular and attractive space. Annual visits to New York Central Park have risen steadily over the last 30 years. The model continues to be highly successful. The message is simple. People come to beautiful and interesting places. Lansdowne can become such a meeting place, a place of relaxation, close to downtown, where one can enjoy music and festivals. Great places make for great times with friends and family. This is what the Conservancy proposal brings to Lansdowne Park. It promises to bring people together to learn about their history and heritage, to enjoy popular events, to have access to local produce, or to watch a sporting event. This is a place in which to savor a beautiful meal or just relax. We are designing a destination, a space that will bring people together, a site that will attract tourism. Even as our city grows, this place will always provide cultural beauty. Another successful meeting place model is found in Canada. We have learned from the success of the Granville Island Market in Vancouver. Like Lansdowne Park, Granville Island is roughly 37 acres in size, bordered by water and adjacent to a bridge. It uses strategic surface parking. The business model of the Granville Island Market has a proven track record and works with a height restriction of 11 meters for buildings. It promotes local small business, not chains. It favors local farmers, not imported produce. It supports arts and culture. The Granville Island Market also started with a neglected site, and with modest investment, it too began with a mandate of no cost to the taxpayer. This project demonstrated that people make the site. Like the Lansdowne Park Conservancy, it too has a board of advisors with the best and brightest. These include individuals from the city, provincial and federal sectors. They also comprise representatives from the business community, the artistic community, as well as from agriculture, architecture, heritage, sports, tourism, and the local community. Think of the real opportunities that such a great space would bring. Central Park, Granville Island, these are real places based on similar ideas. We can do the same here. In creating a great space, we create not only a place for people, but also a place for business. The Lansdowne Park Conservancy will be self-sufficient. More importantly, it will allow Lansdowne Park to preserve its long-standing identity as a public space for all Ottawa residents, and this for generations to come. A vision for a great destination. Our city and nation's capital deserve nothing less.